Well, hello, my friend, and welcome to day 28 of our 31-day journey through the Proverbs. So glad you could join me for today. Let's go ahead and dive right into our text for the day, shall we? Our text, of course, is Proverbs chapter 28, and starting in verse 1, it says, "The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion." In rebellion, a land has many rulers, but order is maintained by a man of understanding and knowledge. A needy man who oppresses the poor is like a driving rain which leaves no crops. Those who forsake the law praise the wicked, but those who keep the law contend with them. Evil men don't understand justice, but those who seek the Lord understand it fully. Better is the poor who walks in his integrity than he who is perverse in his ways, and he's rich. Whoever keeps the law is a wise son, but he who is a companion of gluttons shames his father. He who increases his wealth by excessive interest gathers it for one who has pity on the poor. He who turns away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer is an abomination. Whoever causes the upright to go astray in an evil way, he will fall into his own trap, but the blameless will inherit good. The rich man is wise in his own eyes, but the poor who has understanding sees through him. When the righteous triumph, there is great glory, but when the wicked rise, men hide themselves. He who conceals his sins doesn't prosper, but whoever confesses and renounces them finds mercy. Blessed is the man who always fears to do wrong, but one who hardens his heart falls into trouble. As a roaring lion or a charging bear, so is a wicked ruler over helpless people. A tyrannical ruler lacks judgment. One who hates ill-gotten gain will have long days. A man who is tormented by lifeblood will be a fugitive until death. No one will support him. Whoever walks blamelessly is kept safe, but one with perverse ways will fall suddenly. One who works his land will have an abundance of food, but one who chases fantasies will have his fill of poverty. A faithful man is rich with blessings, but one who is eager to be rich will not go unpunished. To show partiality is not good, yet a man will do wrong for a piece of bread. A stingy man hurries after riches and doesn't know that poverty awaits for him. One who rebukes a man will afterward find more favor than one who flatters with the tongue. Whoever robs his father or his mother and says, "It's not wrong," is a partner with a destroyer. One who is greedy stirs up strife, but one who trusts in the Lord will prosper. One who trusts in himself is a fool, but one who walks in wisdom is kept safe. One who gives to the poor has no lack, but one who closes his eyes will have many curses. When the wicked rise, men hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous thrive. It's really interesting how many verses there are in that chapter that have to do with an abuse of power. Several of them, at least a half a dozen I counted. But my verse that I want to focus on today is verse 19. And verse 19 says, "One who works his land will have an abundance of food, but one who chases fantasies will have his fill of poverty." Now, for me personally, this verse really speaks to me because I think a lot of people can relate to this. I have a lot of ideas that go through my mind. I have a lot of different projects that I would like to be able to do, and like to be able to accomplish. But the fact of the matter is that you can dream all day long. You can have all these grandiose hallucinations all day long about what you'd like to do with your life. You can imagine being, I can imagine being a #1 rock and roll star, or a #1 winner of The Voice, or some kind of, game show where everybody just adores my talent. But the fact of the matter is that if you don't take action, it's just a fantasy. One who works his land, that's somebody who takes action. That's not a sexy thing like, I'm going to go out and work in the field today. That's not really attractive. That's not really what appeals to people. People, that's not my dream, to go out and work really hard. But the funny thing is, that's how you achieve your dreams, is by putting in the work. And not necessarily that it has to be, like just a slog, like, oh my gosh, this is so difficult. The bottom line is, you don't take action, you're not going to see your dreams fulfilled. And so that's why this one really speaks to me. And I think what's important to realize too is that whoever works their land, so to speak, is living in the present moment. They're living in reality. But whoever chases fantasies, they're kind of living in another time. They're not living in the present moment. So anyhow, obviously this one really spoke to me. My affirmation for this verse is, I choose abundance over chasing fantasies. I choose abundance over chasing fantasies. Well, that's my takeaway. That's my affirmation for today's reading. Now, my next guest contributor here is a great friend of mine. His name is Nato. He's from Crest Hill, Illinois, and Nato really played a huge role in my life. When I first moved from my hometown to Chicago, he was like the first guy that really befriended me, showed me around the town, really helped me get on my feet. So I'm super grateful for him as a friend, and I'm grateful he chimed in. Let's see what he has to say. He's talking about ambush. And he says ambush, in its literal term, in its literal sense, is a surprise attack from a concealed location. Spiritually, an ambush can be right in front of our eyes, right in front of our sight, and even without a disguise, like poof, there it is. He says material riches, such as success at a glance, those can be an ambush on a neglected family. For example, Solomon had riches but neglected his son. What happened there? His son brought the city to ruins. And so Nado really has a sensitivity here to the family and taking care of the family. And so his affirmation for us is, the Great Commission begins in our home with our family. No riches can give us that. That's a great observation. Nado, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, your takeaway, your affirmation here with the rest of the community. Really appreciate that, and I appreciate you watching, listening, and hope you got something out of today's lesson, reading, time together. Would love to hear, what did you get out of it? Share your takeaway, share your affirmation with the rest of us so we can be blessed by what it is that you're getting out of this. You can go ahead and leave that in the comments, and if you have any other questions, you want to reach out, feel free to do that. There's information on how to do that in the description area of the video. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Have a wonderful and blessed rest of your day. Take care.